Whether people like it or not, the sport of MMA feels different when Conor McGregor is around. Louder, bigger, more unpredictable. For years, his return existed in a strange state between possibility and fantasy. Always discussed, always debated, never quite arriving. Until now. After the longest absence of his career, the game changer finally returns to the octagon.
You can love him, you can hate him, you can not give a shit. The sport of mixed martial arts is a better place with Conor McGregor involved.
The announcement of a McGregor fight still gets me fucking pumped, man.
If you truly love something, you'll always come home.
I'm here to take now. Take what is mine. Bring it on, baby. The Mac is back, and I'm gonna put on a show.
Waiting for him is a fighter who spent that same period building a legacy of his own. Max Holloway is no longer the young featherweight who first crossed paths with McGregor more than a decade ago. He's a former undisputed champion, BMF title holder, and one of the most beloved fighters the sport has ever produced.
He changed the sport in a major way. Glad to have him back. But unfortunately, he got to see me. I'm just excited that I get to have another rematch and I get to right a wrong.
Fighting a guy in Max Holloway is a bit of the boogeyman that will wake you up out of bed, and that's the kind of fight that Conor needs.
They've helped shape different chapters of MMA history, and now those chapters collide once again, this time at welterweight.
You're not gonna lay a glove on me. And even if you do lay a glove on me, I'm gonna laugh in your face. It's another world here against me, and it's another world at this weight.
I'm gonna touch your face over and over again.
But before the UFC heads back to Vegas on July 11th for another historic event, let's take an inside look into one of the most anticipated fights in recent memory.
The wait is over.
Rematches come in all shapes and sizes, but for as much as an immediate rematch can tell us a lot about a fighter's adaptability and dynamism, a rematch that takes 13 years to come around is another thing entirely.
It's 13 years. We was two young, scrawny guys trying to make our name for ourselves, and this question is asked a lot. Like, do you watch it? Can you take anything away from it? And the answer is no. I mean, me and Conor changed so much from that first fight, man. We both became undisputed champions. We both built a legacy for our namesake.
When Conor McGregor and Max Holloway fought for the first time, they were kids within the sport. What can a prelim showdown on a 2013 Fight Night card tell us about this matchup in July? Probably not a lot. In that fight, McGregor famously suffered an injury and was forced to lean on his wrestling to stifle the 20-year-old Holloway. In contrast to the knockouts that had made him a regional star in Cage Warriors up to that point, this was a different type of performance.
I'm not happy with the result, I wanted to finish, but I really wanted to finish. I can't stress that enough, I'm here to put people away. It is what it is. I injured my knee, and fuck it.
Predictions can be a dangerous game, but you can bet your house on seeing a rematch that looks nothing like their first meeting. Max Holloway's career has been a strange one, and even though he has stumbled, his post-championship run has arguably done more for his legacy and star status than his reign ever did. What type of fighter records wins like his one over Calvin Kattar and Justin Gaethje after they lose the title? And Max didn't just lose his belt, he got comprehensively shut out of the discussion by Alexander Volkanovski across 3 fights, and later on knocked out by Ilia Topuria. And yet, here he is, right at the forefront of the game. That takes a level of resilience and all-around talent that few fighters possess. But Max Holloway is very clearly a special fighter. And even if he's a little post-prime, he is surely a lot closer to his best than his opponent here.
My thought is we see a Conor McGregor that's as focused and committed as he has ever been. I don't know if that Conor McGregor is enough to beat a Max Holloway.
It's difficult to know what to make of the return of Conor McGregor. Once seen as the epitome of the dialed-in, trailblazing martial artist, the McGregor of the last 10 years has been a very different case. To his credit, he clearly did what he set out to do: wealth, fame, infamy. Conor has these things in spades, but his fighting legacy is a story of incredible highs and some pretty underwhelming moments. At his peak, he was as electric a talent as we've ever seen in the sport, the perfect counterpuncher, an offensive threat so incredibly locked in that any attack from his opponent would put them in real trouble. His performance against Eddie Alvarez at UFC 205 was one of the cleanest victories you'll ever see in high-level MMA. But that was 10 years ago. While Holloway was out there losing his belt, regaining his momentum, testing a new division, and evolving his game, Conor was living a very different life. Sure, he made a few appearances, but one win over Donald Cerrone as your sole victory in a decade isn't anything too special. But Conor is a special talent, and even if he is a shadow of his former self, he'll still be a threat in there.
Max is a durable fighter with great skill. Not on my level, however. I am a level above. In fact, multiple levels above. You know, if you're asking me what I have above him, speed, power, IQ, fitness, health, freshness.
Conor, that's damn near everything.
You know, Max didn't lay a glove on me the last fight.
But Max is a different fighter now.
Is he? Is he really? I don't really see it. I don't see vast improvements. In fact, the improvements he made was after the fight he had with me, where he adopted some of my moves. I know the damage he's taken. I know I will just have to touch him. And after that, it will be clinical. To win alone is not just enough. It must be spectacular, and that it will be.
I think fans are in for a treat with this fight. Two strikers, two mixed martial artists, at a weight where me and him is gonna both come in healthy. It's gonna be a fun fight, man. If he start talking, you might actually see a little bit of Wine Eye Boy come out of me for this one, because I love shit talking too. I just don't do it too much. But if you want to go that route, and I love the tussle.
The best boxer. We're gonna see now.
Brother, July 11th, I'm gonna handle business. We're gonna have a rematch at the end of the year.
I'm gonna come out of this bout unscathed
I love this
and
kid,
in all
brother.
glory.
We talk about ancestors, we talk about warriors, bro. I'm a Hawaiian warrior, brother. I'm gonna touch your face over and over again, brother.
The obvious prediction for this fight is that Holloway slowly turns up the heat on Conor as his cardio fails him, eventually breaking him in the middle rounds. But if there's one thing on this earth that McGregor knows how to do, it's land that left hand. And his striking in general is some of the most dangerous in the sport, especially in the opening round. Returning from a devastating leg injury that few have encountered in the promotion is another story. We all remember the image of Conor sitting cage-side giving that villainous post-fight interview to Joe Rogan.
I know there's a visual of me in the ring with the break. I wish for a visual now to correct that. Landing the shot. Yeah, I always say an injury is a process of, not just a process of recovery, it's a process of discovery. You uncover a lot about yourself. You uncover a lot about your frame, your body, your movements, your mechanics, what you must do to maintain.
And while 5 years off is the type of gulf that seems impossible to overcome, we have to remember once again that McGregor is a special athlete. But this is a major mountain to climb.
Him coming back against Max Holloway is a legit fight if you're Conor McGregor, because it's a real signal of intent. There's a million other guys, and if you beat Max Holloway, you're back in the conversation for any belts, because you're Conor. With a win over Max Holloway, that legitimizes him as actually being back and actually being competitive.
From a Max Holloway point of view, yeah, he deserves the red panty night. Absolutely 100%. And okay, it's out of his weight division, but his activity levels, his ability, how he's grown as a martial artist since that first fight, it evens it out.
The man's been fighting nothing but the best. So this is far from an easy fight for Conor McGregor. And I do believe that 5 years away from the sport, he's coming back hungry and he wants his respect. And I respect the shit out of him for coming back at 38 years old and fighting Max Holloway that's been so active, and the fight happening at 170 pounds. I do think that gives Conor a little bit of an advantage there. I think in terms of fluidity, speed and all the rest of it, and putting combinations together, there's no one in the UFC that does that better than Max Holloway anyway, so of course he has the advantage there. But when it comes to raw, one-punch knockout power, of course you got to give that to McGregor, right? That left hand is phenomenal, whether it's an uppercut, a straight left, whatever it is. It'll put people to sleep. And certainly at 170 pounds, when McGregor's going to naturally be the bigger guy, he's going to have a big power advantage. But the longer the fight goes, as it starts to get into the championship rounds, Max is probably going to pull away with the stamina and the cardio, right?
Holloway has been preparing for guys like Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira, opponents who beat him, but these are fights that were contested at the highest level of the sport, and that's exactly where Max Holloway belongs. The question now is whether Conor has any right to compete at this level anymore. If Holloway wins, it'll be a great moment of revenge, and like anyone who gets a win over Conor, it'll provide him with a healthy bump to his star power. Max is already in contention for being the most widely adored fighter on the roster, but this win would certainly be a big boost. But if Conor can return to this game all these years later and beat one of the best fighters in the world, that'll be an accomplishment that's right up there with anything he's ever achieved. To many fans, it seems incredibly unlikely given his time off, his commitment to the game, and that catastrophic injury. But if he manages to land something big, the narrative around him totally flips. It seems like a stretch to imagine Conor actually beating this near-prime Max Holloway. But as this fight grows closer and you realize how many big upsets we've seen this year, it gets increasingly fun to get carried away with the idea.
Both these guys are going to go out there swinging. I think it's going to make it very exciting.
Holloway versus McGregor 2 is going to be fireworks. It's going to be a huge crowd, huge fight, and I want to leave it with a bang.
I sunned Max when I fought him last, and I plan on doing the same again in more devastating fashion.